Dragon, lightning. Come on, dual motor, move. Wow, you're impressive. You can jump up and down like a pogo stick. Oh, I'm wobbling. Oh. This thing is awesome. Hey there guys, my name's actiondan and welcome to my super quick on the spot, one take only review on this awesome e-scooter. I've only had this e-scooter for about 3 weeks now. It's called I've covered half the name with sticky tape. The Dragon Lightning, bit lame, V2. Well, Dragon and Lightning, wouldn't it be more like Dragon Fire Breathing or something like that? This review I'm going to do super quick on the fly, on the spot, in super short before we get started. This thing is freaking awesome. So I'm just going to tell you everything as quickly as I possibly can about this e-scooter in what I'm aiming at to be 12 minutes or less, but I'm really good at talking too much. Well, first things first, let's put over and have another look at the e-scooter and I'll walk around it and tell you what I can tell you real quick on the fly. Yes, the brakes squeal, which isn't the best, and I've heard that in reviews of other people's, so it's not just them and it's not just me. It looks like the standard with this thing, the brakes aren't the best. They are liquid hydraulic, but they squeal all the time, and when you're not using the brakes, the pads on the left or the right are still touching and going ching 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 ching. And at first I thought my disc was faulty and bent or something like that, but then I realized it's just kind of what they all do. First thing I'll say about this e-scooter, you shouldn't start with the negatives, but the tires are crap. Why the hell did they put these monster truck tires on an e-scooter? And bear in mind, these have worn out incredibly quickly. Look at the tread difference between there and there. It's lost like 30% of its tread, and I've only done 420 kilometers on this thing. It's only got like 25% tread patterns. The lower the percentage of the tread pattern you have, the more incredibly slippery it is, because hardly any of this tread pattern is touching the surface. You've got hardly any grip. If you go over dirt, sticks and leaves, off-road, that's when these perform excellent. But if you use this like a normal person does, like I do, and you're on a bitumen like this or a public road, then you want it to be slick. Hope the dog liked my review. So the tread pattern is awesome if I want to go off-road and try not to stack it on camera. Come on, dual motor. Quick, dual motor, move. It's sliding. Wow, you're impressive. You see that? I've never gone up a wet, slippery, muddy surface ever on this thing, or just about any e-scooter. But look at the incline on that. It even ripped up the dirt. So when you go up something insane like this, that's when the insane tread pattern is good, and it managed to rip its way up this wet, slippery mud. That's when this excessively over-thick monster truck tread pays off. But when you use this e-scooter in anything of a normal way, oh, the guy that collects my rubbish lives here next time if he pisses me off. I know your house now, man. You better collect that bin. Now, see this button here? This is dual motor, on or off. And yes, it's upside down and I flipped it from my own way because I don't like going like that and can't reach it. This I can reach. I've had to reconfigure the whole layout of the handlebars pretty much. So this is single when it's popped out, and when it's in, that's a dual motor. Now the claim is that there is 2 times 2,000 watt motors. So one at the front and one at the back. If you go out like that, you're in single motor. And if you got that in, it's much more noticeably responsive, you're in dual motor. I'll tell you now, this thing is insanely powerful, and I'm not saying that as a sales pitch. I'm saying it like for people's health and safety. For people's health and safety, this thing is way too powerful. I looked on the internet for like a full month doing my research, and I wrote down notes on my mobile phone over and over again, saying to myself, what is the most insane e-scooter I can get if it's the final one I ever want? I started off, half sensible with a Segway ZT3 Pro, and in my opinion, that's like a Porsche 911 or a BMW M5 V8. Fastest one you can get, but still, normal people can operate it. Like even a grandma can drive a BMW M5 and not kill themselves instantly. This thing cost me an insane $3,500, $3,600, and I don't regret that. This thing's awesome, but it's like a handmade, or a 3D printing machine Bugatti Veyron. It's awesome, it is fast, and it can do stuff, but it's got like the quality of your next door neighbor telling you to download some file and to print this thing on his 3D printer. It's really sketchy, and some parts of this scooter are eye-rollingly pathetic. What are some of the pathetic things about this scooter before I continue on? This off-road stuff, monster truck tires, is terrible. It's awful. They're wearing out incredibly quickly and have so little surface volume that you have hardly any form of grip. Whatever percentage rubber you have touching the road, is what percentage grip you have. And it's like 25% grip. If I could have purchased this e-scooter with slick tires, or, you know, typical tread tires, that's what I wanted from the beginning, and I knew that. I knew I didn't want these tires, and I knew these tires would be fat and wobbly with the gigantic tread monster truck, and that they would have hardly any grip for high-speed cornering and braking, etc. And I was right. The tread is way too thick. Yes, I am struggling to breathe in a motorcycle helmet, talking too much as quickly as I can in one take for a video. Sorry, just catch my breath for a sec. Yes, so if you find an option on the internet to get this Dragon Lightning V2 from the east coast of Australia, it's Australian made apparently, try as hard as you can not to get these tires. If you want to take it off-road and nothing else, then grab these tires, but other than that, they're shit, they're terrible, they're awful. On my second week of owning this thing, I went back online and I knew I had to get tires that are more sporty, with much more percentage tread, like 95% tread, with just tiny little grooves for deflecting rainwater so I don't aquaplane. If you don't know what aquaplane is, type it in, I'm not telling you. It's got 3 power modes, but they call it assist for some reason. It just should say power level. When you have all your buttons on a e-scooter, it should be a very firm click click, so you can feel it's in, and click click, you can feel it's out. Yeah, that's okay. See the light coming on, the shitty light down here that you have to put my foot there to even tell it's on because it's so low. And look at this, when I just tap my thumb on it lightly, look at that. The light goes off, so it probably even goes on and off when you go over bumps, for God's sakes. Next, indicators. It's above average with how cool and easy the indicator is to use up here. So I thought it was great at first. I thought it was one of the best e-scooters with indicators. But look, I don't know if I have to do something with the buttons. I think maybe you can, because look, if I turn this off and turn it back on, you can see all sorts of markers everywhere. See, indicator markers. Again, if you didn't see it, turn it back on. Indicator markers. It's got heaps of settings, and over here, it's got 3 settings of power levels. See, like crazy guy, and you've got what looks like medium, and then I don't know, that one suggests maybe a slow power mode. No, don't use them. What else is missing? I have to keep turning it on and off. It's got a Bluetooth button. This doesn't have Bluetooth. What can I do with Bluetooth? What's this, a power thing I can't even read? I'm like half blind. The warning light does come on. It's got a headway light in the top corner there. Does it display that when you turn the world's shittiest e-scooter headlight on and off? Does it come on and off? No, it doesn't. So, stupid. And I don't care if there is something in the manual that enables you to turn it on and off. You just shouldn't have to do it. You shouldn't have to turn that on and off. It should just be working from the beginning as a minimum standard. And yeah, exactly what I was just talking about, whatever that was. And so we'll go on to the next feature and sorry? No. No, I have no idea what you're talking about. What are you talking about? No, this is not a different location. No, this is where I was standing a moment ago. No, my phone did not go flat in the middle of my one take. I have no idea what you're talking about. No, this is not that spot I was talking about 7 minutes ago when I went up a hill. Just over there. Alright, I'm sick of it, that's it. Like, stop making fun of me. I did not say I was going to do it in one take and then the idiot had his phone go flat. I'll show you. It's actually a feature. I didn't want to mention it and waste your time because there's no point in even using the feature. But it's not my phone went flat. It's this e-scooter can actually teleport. I'll show you. The button combination is really hard to remember, but I'll try. Up, down, left, left, right, 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 left. No, hang on. Up, down, left, left, right, down. There, see, I told you. Look, I'm right back where I started. You're making fun of me. It wasn't even me. My phone did not go flat. It was the teleport feature on this e-scooter. I just didn't want to mention the teleport feature because it's only like someone professional like me who's highly skilled and never makes mistakes should use, because it's dangerous. Anyway, let's get back to the e-scooter review before I accidentally did the teleport sequence. Okay, so let's continue with the world's crappiest headlights. So yeah, when you press this button here, which looks like a headlight button, which means it would make your headlights go on and off, it's got the world's most piss weak headlights. I'll show you. I mean, look at that. And yes, the teleporting did make an hour and a half's worth of daylight go by. That wasn't me charging my phone. Look at them, the headlights are terrible. Look, for starters, look how low to the ground they are. When your headlights are that low, it doesn't illuminate anything in front of you. It just illuminates like black and white, tiny little lines in front of you that bumps on the footpath. If there's a raise in the footpath that big, the headlight from there can't even go past it. And secondly, they're incredibly piss weak. They're like, what, 2 watts or something? I think that's the biggest mistake they made with the entire scooter. They have no form of power whatsoever. Secondly, they are way too low. My pathetic little headlamp that I put on here with sticky tape does a better job by a long shot, like I reckon 8 times fold, at illuminating a footpath in front of me poorly, and it's not meant for the job, than what these insulting things do. I spent $3,600 buying this e-scooter, but you give me these 2 little tiny dot lights. My mobile phone's brighter than that. You know when you got the flashlight on your mobile phone? I reckon the mobile phone from both of those 2 lights combined, my mobile phone flashlight, I swear on the life of my son, is like 4 times brighter than these. It's pathetic. So if you've got your cell phone and sticky taped your cell phone up here high on the handlebars, you would have tremendously better illumination to ride at night than what those things give you. Whoever made this, bend over, man, seriously. You need to kick up the ass. That's insulting. These technically make it legal for you to ride at night because they technically have a form of light at the front, beyond belief minimal standards, and they technically have lights at the back. But as you can see, they're pretty piss weak. It's got standard low reds at the back when you turn the lights on. When you've got the lights off, it's again pathetic, has no lights at the back. In my opinion, you should be able to choose between a red light remaining on all the time at the back or a red blinker all the time no matter what. And then those rear lights staying on or blinking should just have a higher power level at night time. When you press this button, they then go twice as fold. Not nothing or piss weak. As I said earlier, this is like the world's best car, a Bugatti Veyron, 3D printed from some file your nerd next door neighbor come up with. Technically, it does look like a Bugatti Veyron that he's 3D printed when he parks it in his driveway, but when you get on it and do stuff, its electrical features are just pathetic. If you want to use this as an indicator, they're off. You press 1, and when you've got the indicator on, look, it doesn't even tell you. Again, minimal standards not being met. Maybe you can mess around with the menu to turn it on, but you shouldn't need to. It shouldn't need to be that possibility or that difficult, and I have the feeling that doesn't even do it. I have the feeling that this is a screen that the Australian East Coast business has just purchased, and they've not had the intelligence or the time and effort to actually incorporate their indicators into the display. So, left indicator's on. See, it's blinking. But it's not being displayed, and the right is the same. Right on, no display, but it's going. Now watch this. I'll turn them both on and on at the same time, so they should blink in unison. Now immediately, you can see that they're not blinking together at the same time. But because the quality of this scooter is so low with these features, they're going to coordinate with each other and catch up eventually. I have to get moving again. I've got to show you some stuff with this scooter. The key I don't like as well. Like, I know I'm complaining non-stop, but I do love this scooter. Turn it on. That should just be on and off. Why do you have to turn that on, then that? I know, because you didn't actually make this scooter. Australian East Coast providers, and it's not a Dragon, it's a whole bunch of random scooters that you've put together as your own. Dual motor up the steep grassy hill. Whoa. Alright, we'll go on to that next. We'll talk about the insane power of this thing. Finally, I get to talk about something good about this thing I love. Whoa. The incredible good thing about this e-scooter is it's way too powerful. I spent a month trying to work out what is the fastest yet possibly road legal e-scooter I can get for South Australia. And it was this thing. Now call me a fool.
Stop being a damn fool!
But I don't understand the next bit, but I'll tell you anyway, not understanding what is what. Now they claim that it has 2,000 watt motors. So there's 2 at the back, 2 at the front, 4. But after they say 2 times 2,000 watt motors, oh shit, see, it's too powerful, man. I'm only on 2 out of 3. After they say that, they claim that the peak isn't 4,000, it's 8,000 watts at peak performance, it says. I don't get that. Can someone explain that to me? I would recommend that you just leave this button out. And I remember that someone else in their YouTube review video that I watched before I bought this, they said and thought the exact same thing as I'm saying, and that's, this button is really crap. Look, listen. You can't even hear, or, well, it's so powerful. You cannot even hear or feel that button being pressed. You just have to look at it and try and work out, does it look a little bit different? And yes, from this perspective that I have created, from turning this button upside down, because it's actually meant to be under here, when the button is under here and facing you upwards, from a perspective that looks like this is what it normally looks like when you buy the scooter. You press the button in and out like this, and you can't tell the difference if it's on, in, or out. So what I did, so that you can tell if a single or dual motor is engaged or not, is I used my brain to see it horizontally, so that I can see it's in and it's out. So there's another terrible mention of the features of this scooter. Back to being positive, the suspension on this thing is excellent and the soft tires are excellent. When I'm in a shopping centre car park and I come up to the speed bumps, it doesn't matter, I just bang, I just deliberately smack the scooter straight into them and bunny hop my entire body. And on the first scooter I had, and every one since, when you hit the speed bump, it's brutal. Ouch, ouch. And you have to try and go over it like this, like front bunny hop, rear bunny hop, and maybe even use the front brakes to go like this and assist the rear tires in coming over the bump. But no, not with this thing. With this thing, you can just go smack straight over it, full throttle, and there is so much softness in the tires and so much travel in the suspension. Haven't even played with the dampening or the rebound, if it's even got it, features on the front or the back yet. I've just left it because it's so good. And I'm heavy. Me combined with my backpack, I'm like 115 kilograms.
What the hell was that?
Fat bastard.
Which is way more than any average person. And this dirt that I'm on, I'll turn around in a sec, this is really soft and muddy. My previous e-scooters wouldn't be able to do what I just did then without getting off and walking. It just would have sank too far. But if I turn around and go back, that's where you finally get a benefit from these monster truck tires. Hey, look at that, didn't even go in too far. See, the indentation that I put in this dirt trail isn't even that bad. So it looks like this isn't too bad, but it is. This is really soft and muddy. If I was on any other e-scooter I've ever been on, I would have had to get off twice already and walk because I would have slipped and fallen into the mud too much. And I wouldn't just come up bits and pieces like this here and perform a U-turn without being worried that I'm going to get stuck on a tree branch or puncture my tire. These tires, the only good part about them is they do feel like they're indestructible in way of off-roading. But hypocritically, I don't like them. If you want to take this e-scooter off-road and do stuff like this, which I think is a bit asking for trouble with the small tire height, then yeah, grab this thing. This is awesome. I'm barely feeling any of these bumps. This is very smooth. It's not too bad. When I talk and go over this stuff, which is meant to be bumpy, it's not, because the suspension on this thing is so good. Can it make its way up a steep hill? Dual motor engaged? Yes, on single it couldn't. It was going to lose power. But as soon as I quickly fought and engaged the dual motor, it come up that messy, slippery incline very, very easily. Now it's too powerful, so I'm going to take it off. Okay, see this here. If you press over here, well, say like on a PlayStation, you've got up, down, left, right. If I press the right button, it changes the power level, but it calls assist, which is stupid. You've got park, where there's no throttle response. Then one, of course. And it's got a very delayed reaction. See, look. Ready, set, go. Nothing, 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 nothing. Now it's beginning to go. So on one side, when you're in single motor, the throttle, even when I go to power level 2, which is quite powerful, and slow, ready, set, go. Nothing, 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 nothing. Now it's starting to accelerate hard. It accelerates very, very gently. Last one, power level 3, ready, set, go. Look at that, I'm going full throttle. It's not moving. Try again. Insane, power level 3, ready, set, go. 100% throttle. Nothing, 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 nothing. nothing, 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 still nothing, nothing, still kind of nothing. Okay, now it's beginning to accelerate rapidly. That took forever. So that is very safety cautious, that's great. But now, if I go dual motor, it's just completely different and it's insane. If I go dual motor, that hesitation and the acceleration at the start is gone. Not only is it twice as fast suggestively because it's got two motors engaged, but then it's multiplied by another 4 times as fast because it does no form of that delayed throttle response. So again, watch. So this is with single motor, ready, set, go. Nothing, 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 nothing. It's taking forever. Now watch. Now I'll put it in dual and it will be so powerful I'm gonna have a risk of falling off. Ready, set, go. Whoa, shit. Oh my god, fuck. Oh, I'm wobbling. I'm too fast. Slow down. Alright, I'll try that again one more time. So back to single. Ready, set, go. Nothing. Now I'll go back to dual and I have to lean forward heavily, carefully, lean forward heavily, go. Wow, so much weight on my rear foot. Whoa. So yeah, you get the idea. It's got 3 levels of power, but when you put dual motor on, it's fatal. So I really strongly recommend to anyone that isn't a action hero movie star in their free time, maybe just stick to single motor. I can remember heaps of times when I'm just in power level 2 and I've forgotten that dual motor is engaged and I accidentally go full throttle because single motor is so gentle. Whoa, see, hear that? He's leaning forwards even. You hear all that front wheel spin? That is insane. It's great in the way that you can use all 3 power levels with single motor somewhat safely and have different top speeds. But unquestionably, when you have dual motor engaged, it's suicide. And it's way too sensitive. Even in power level 1 with dual motor engaged, going up a mild incline, and me leaning forwards heavily and me using the finger throttle really gently, it's doing enough. It's just way too powerful. Even if you're a really good above average rider and you're not scared of dying, I still think dual motor is way too powerful on this thing. They've got to work out how to fix them up to be a little bit closer together. It's kind of like nothing and tremendously too much. Hello. The maximum legal weight in Australia is 45. That's why I got it, because it's the most powerful, biggest battery and highest speed you can get legally, maybe. 43 out of 45 kilograms. But all the rest is crap. The feeling is excellent, the tires, the suspension is excellent, but this electronic stuff is disgustingly pathetic. I also don't like the finger throttle. I wish I could keep my original thumb throttle that I was using on the Segways, but we can leave that to personal opinion, because I have seen heaps of people's videos that do these scooters all the time in reviews, and they think that the finger throttle is better in their opinion. I'll leave that one up to you. It didn't come with mirrors, of course. This is an Australian manufactured e-scooter. So if it's made in Australia, and it's the law in Australia that you have to be a full-grown adult to operate it, then suggestively you're going to be on public roads guaranteed. If you're an adult buying this e-scooter and operating it in Australia on public roads, why does it not come with one mirror, even a little circle thing here as a standard? If anyone from the manufacturer of Dragon scooters ever sees this video, you're pathetic! Give us a little circle thing at least. Come on, seriously. Does it cost $2 or $5 when you mass purchase them? Or does it cost 50 cents? I can give you $3,600 for this scooter, but you can't give me a $12 awesome rearview mirror like that? Steering dampener, finally we're back to some awesome features on this thing. Do not buy any e-scooter without a steering dampener. That's my opinion. The suspension on this is amazing. You can jump up and down like a pogo stick on this thing. The suspension is so good. The didn't really, get messed up. It remained pretty smooth. The steering dampener is amazing. I give it 10 out of 10. It was way better than I was expecting. But check this out. And I don't want to lose my setting because I spent a while picking my favorite number. So, like a Coke bottle, the tighter you go, the more firm the suspension is if you're going clockwise. If you're going anti-clockwise, as suggested, the fluid moves through more quickly and it gets softer. So let's go tighter. So start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where I was. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, what? 26, 27, I think it's 27. Yeah, 27. That's insane. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my favorite setting. So I like it very firm. Because if it's loose, then it's less safe to hold it with one hand because the fluid can suddenly shock through it and the handlebars can twist rapidly. But if I have it on maximum, you can be holding it with just one hand and hit a massive pothole and it can't barely move at all. So I have it on 21 out of 27, I think. So I have it quite firm. That didn't sound right. I said I like it quite firm as I go past the poor pedestrian. My first scooter was a Segway ZT3 Pro. That was 15 or 1600, and it was awesome. I still think that scooter is the best anyone should ever get. It's like a Porsche 911 or a BMW M5 V8. It's awesome, and an average Joe can operate it safely. This is mentally insane. This is like a Ferrari, not even an F50. This is like a Ferrari F40. It's incredibly powerful, but it's like primitive and prehistoric with the way it handles, and it's insane and can kill you. The modern features of a car are not on the Ferrari F40 or the F50. You just put your foot down and bang, you're in a wall instantly. No braking assistance, no traction control, no anti-wobbling of a steering wheel. That's what this thing's like. This thing is disturbingly dangerous. And I would recommend anyone who is sensible and doesn't want to break the law, don't buy this thing. It's too much fun and it's too powerful. The brakes are nothing amazing. They're hydraulic brakes, liquid, instead of the pissweak cable in my previous e-scooter. But nah, I don't really think, like other review videos say, that the brakes are any better at all. They are better, but not much. So in the way of liquid hydraulic brakes, I reckon these are actually quite poor. And when you're cruising along, you can always hear a pad grinding on one side of the disc or the other. Not good enough, guys. Again, not good enough. Horn, I'll give them a break. I think the horn is okay. Listen, that is loud, and that woman over there pushing the pram 100 meters away got startled by me pushing the horn because it's that loud. Hello! Poor kid. Too loud. You have to get a bell because the horn, look at that guy over there. Does he turn around? Just way too loud. So if you're on the road and someone is inside a car with their stereo playing, then yeah, maybe this horn is needed so that someone doesn't run you over coming out in front of you or something on a public road. But for poor pedestrians, way too loud. If you don't want to be rude, you have to get a bell. I think my video went way too long, but I swear on my grave, this is all done in one tank. One tank. One tank. Take me. One take. Leave me alone. Post a comment. Anything else that's important before I go? Not having a headlight is pathetic. If you buy this e-scooter, you can't see where you're going at night time, and I'm not going to hang around to show you that. The light is so low to the ground, all you can see is the immediate footpath, like 60 centimeters, not even 2 meters in front of you, and it's dangerous. You cannot operate this thing safely at night time, no matter who you are and how fast you can react, and no matter how good your eyesight is. To operate this thing on the roads, or public footpaths, or even a dirt trail, anything at night time, you have to buy your own headlight. I wanted to get one of the giant ones they have here, like on that Wolf Warrior, which is this thing's big brother. But the Wolf Warrior is too heavy. It's not legal in Australia. It's like 47 kilograms and our maximum limit is 45. So this is 43. So this is as far as I could go and attempt to get away with it when the police pull me over. The Wolf Warrior is too heavy, so don't get that one. Anytime you buy something from Temu China, it's risky, but I think anything imaginable is better than that. And the thing I bought wasn't that expensive, so I won't show you in this video, but hang around and subscribe to my channel if you want to see the next video I'll show you in the future, giving you a more in detail review, even though this one went way too long, about the headlight I ended up purchasing and how it worked out, and I'll recommend it to you. In fact, I'll do you a favor. If you post me a happy comment and give me a thumbs up, I will respond to your question about what exact headlamp did I get for this thing. $3,500, 36, 35, something like that. Shit tires, brakes nothing special. Suspension's excellent. Oh yeah, I didn't mention the deck space. The deck space on this, if you don't know much about e-scooters, you won't be able to believe me enough, but it's huge. A typical scooter has a deck space about that wide here, just like this. That's the traditional deck space. Like I'm drawing. It's nice and wet. Again, that didn't sound right. This is the traditional deck space on a stereotypical Segway city scooter. This is like 2.6 times as big with a huge solid steel rear bit. Some of these are weak plastic and you break it. Not this one. This one you can break your back picking this thing up and down. This scooter's so heavy I can't even pick it up without doing spinal damage. It's half indestructible and half pathetic. Here, I will try and show you a picture online. You can't tell, but I got my angle grinder out and ground off this tremendously huge, pathetic, stupid hook that's here that hooks onto this. So this comes down. This is stupid. It comes down. I'll show you this thing. This is pretty quick. So you open that up. Then I think you got to wobble it. Oh, can I even wobble it? Oh, anyway, you get the idea. It's not the easiest. You wobble this and the toilet roll comes up and then the whole thing folds down. This comes out and it hooks onto a gigantic hook there that hurts your feet when you buy this thing. So there's another hugely tremendous, outrageously stupid thing about this e-scooter is the huge hook that's there. I had to get my angle grinder and say, this is so dumb, I'm not even going to trim it. I'm just going to take the whole thing off. You could just have some simple little Velcro strap here and you just open it, put it around here, and then with this bar bent down and holding onto here with a little piece of Velcro, you could just grab the bar in the middle and break your back picking up the 43 kilograms and walk off with it. Rear guard. Yep. Wow, I've never done that. Is it even plastic? It's quite solid. I'm whacking at it really, really hard. I can't even tell if it's plastic or aluminium. Yeah, it's not. I think that's aluminium. Is it? I can't tell because it's so thick. Yeah, this is steel on the sides. Yeah, I think I've pretty much talked about everything. All right, final comment I'll give you. It's very difficult to use. It's very difficult to have to chop things off and add some sticky tape, buy a headlamp online, go through a manual just to work out how to turn the thing off above a insanely low, like 13 kilometers an hour, whatever it was, 14 top speed is insanely annoying. But once you get this thing sorted out and you get the hang of it, this thing is awesome and it's comfy. It's still getting above 100 kilometers each battery cycle. And I'm huge. I'm like, with all my stuff, I'm like 116 kilograms. I know when I've tested the speedometer on this thing with its standard tires, and I used my 2 different applications on my mobile phone to see if they varied. So yeah, there's absolutely no way on earth, even if you're a fat dude, that you can't get above 70 kilometers range on this thing. I use this thing all day long, endlessly, and the battery just doesn't run out. This thing goes 1.5 times as far as I would have been satisfied with and thought was amazing. This thing is spectacular. If I keep talking, I'm gonna have to change my underwear because this thing is so cool. That's the perfect note to end this video. If you guys had fun laughing at me because I'm crazy, or I was able to give you useful information about this scooter, it's not optional like they say in the other videos. You do actually, by law, have to click on that like button, otherwise a police officer will come and knock on your door. And if you don't subscribe, again, it's not my asking, it's just the law in Australia with the change of e-scooter laws and stuff like that, and they're banned on the East Coast. If you don't subscribe, they will come around and confiscate your electrical bicycle thing. That's what they're doing at the moment. It's already started. So please hurry up and subscribe to my channel, and you might get to keep your bike. See you guys next time. Bye. I definitely talked way too much. Probably go up that, but I'm not confident enough. Whoa. You didn't see that. Take that out of the video.
Actiondan, the greatest hero of them all.
If you want to see another one of my scooter videos, click on the link on the left. If you want to see some of my other fun and games like drones, click on the link on the right.